And I got my stepdaughter walking next to me and that. And I very nearly shouted across the street, "Protect your neck!"
Imagine if you did. And she was like, what?
This is the thing, like, what's... How we doing, boys?
Yes, we're here. DadPod episode 2. We made it back.
Cancelled yet.
Yeah. It was so good we had to do it again. But for everyone that's tuning in first time, I'm NT.
I'm Bobby.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And this is the DadPod, where us dads come together, talk about different issues about children and our kids and stuff, and everything in between.
Yeah.
So, how's everyone been doing this week?
Yeah, good,
You're
man.
good. Looking at the Newcastle top over there doesn't offend me too much.
That may be a clue to what we're going to talk about today. But
Clearly, me and Will didn't get the memo. But
Yeah, we just turned up in our normal clothes.
okay.
These
What
guys like
happened?
footy.
What happened was with Natty's right. He saw this new Fire Blues kit that's come out, and he just couldn't bring a Bristol over stop.
So what? We're going to come back to this after December 14th. Which Bristol Rovers.
And I'd just like to say that Natty scored this as a 7 out of 10. It's a clear 10. What he's done is deducted the 3 goals that they conceded against us.
We'll see. December 14th, it's going down. Do you know what? If we weren't going, I feel like we should have done like a live stream of it.
Just the dads at the Bristol Rovers versus Birmingham, yeah?
You can always get phone footage of each other. Me celebrating, you crying. You know.
We'll meet up after the game anyway.
For a quick old school thing.
How's your week been anyway, Bob?
you have a new job, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So obviously, I just started. When we did the first one, and now I'm 4 weeks in. To be honest, I'm enjoying the job. It's quite challenging. Working with the kids I work with, but it's the small wins that you always get at least one small win every day.
Yeah.
And that just feels good. And then settling with the childcare situation, so they go to the childminders now of the morning, getting into that routine, nice. I'm actually quite proud. First of all, does this make me a bad dad? But
Go on.
When we first started this new routine, I was struggling to get up at that time in the morning, so I kept waking up like half an hour late.
What time was it?
It's supposed to be 10 to 6. I'll
Okay.
get up. Just for a nice bit of time so I can have a coffee,
We'll allow
get the
you.
girls ready, and then
10
go.
to 6 is light work.
So like
Getting up at like half
I was about to
5.
say,
Oh,
mine
man.
are the same, you know.
So,
And the worst thing is, he's worked out that his bedroom's next to mine, so he just bangs on the wall.
No.
Just bang.
All I hear now is, because the baby monitor is like right next to me on the bedside table, all I hear now is fast asleep, it's silent.
Design that.
She's patterned it well.
She knew what she was doing.
She's gone in the other room.
It's dead silent, yeah. And you just hear, Mommy! Mommy!
See, I don't get that, thankfully. But what I have done now is, so because we'd woke up late, well, not late, we're still on time, it just meant we were rushing a bit. But Sylvia was like, I need to have an alarm so I can get you up.
You can get to play.
Bear in mind, she's 5. And I was like, do you know what? Not a bad idea. So she's got a tablet, so I set an alarm on the tablet. And that next morning, I woke up at 10 to 5. I'd set her alarm, 10 to 6. I'd set her alarm for 6.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and I was just like, do you know what? I'm going to wait for her. She comes running in at 6 o'clock. Daddy, it's time to wake up. And I was just like, that is amazing.
Oh, bless her.
So now she has an alarm just in case, and sometimes I'll let her wake me up.
Difference between boys and girls. If that was one of my boys, and I was like, I'll set an alarm for it, they would have come into my room and just dived on me.
I relate.
Time to wake up! Time to wake
You know
up!
what the word? No, I relate to that. My son would have just jumped in and started clubbing my head, throwing things at me, and there's 2 of them. They're the same age as well, so they're like, yeah, let's do this. And boys are definitely a lot more rougher than the girls.
My lad's convinced that his wife, so he'll come in and jump on her.
Nah, but that's really sweet though, days, man.
Yeah, it's nice, man. It's nice.
That's really nice.
They're getting used to it. They love going there, and I'm really lucky that, like, you know, the childminder I've got, she's spot on as well. So,
wicked.
so that's good, mate. Everything's going okay. And then music-wise, I went down to Folkestone recently with the ska band I work with. I'm due to go to like Southampton tomorrow, and it's
Wicked,
pretty
man.
cool. But that's nice and busy. Quiet time coming up.
Nice.
which I'm looking forward to as well.
With me, like it's kind of been like a bit of a hectic week and that, because at work, obviously, my main job isn't videos and stuff, but like they're very aware that I like shoot videos like professionally outside of work. So I'm helping them with the MOJ People's Awards.
Okay.
And I've been nominated for an award as well.
Oh,
Nice. Go on.
Yeah. Quality.
Yeah.
What's the award?
Something like that.
I was just going to say, at least it means you can win something this year.
There he goes again.
His award's therefore the best hair.
Best dressed, man.
Best hats, man. Nah, the award is oh god, you put me on the spot now. I can't remember what it is. It's something to do with like the people's person. So like, you know, in
People's
football,
champ.
Yeah, you know, in football you get like players player.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
like,
fair play.
Similar to that.
Nice.
But I'll let you guys know whether I'll win or not.
Nice
So
one.
if I do win, I'll bring
I'll
bring the award
bring the
with me.
trophy.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Pretty
yeah, we
proud.
did it.
It's for you, Mum.
Yeah, but outside of that, me and Will have been like shooting some podcasts for another podcast. Shout out to Zach and Gaza at X Conversations.
Gascony.
Gascony, sorry.
That's it, Gazzy, you know. Good old Gaza.
Do the shout out again.
Nah, that's cool. It's cool. Yeah, shout outs to them. Like we shot like a podcast, like pod documentary sort of thing.
They called it a pod. Was it a podumentary?
Yeah, podumentary,
Podumentary. That's it. That's what they called it. A podumentary.
Yeah, podumentary, man. We shot it in the Belgrave Theatre in Coventry.
Nice.
Yeah, sick little venue and that.
So what we're doing is we're looking at all the other podcasts and just making sure that we take their ideas.
So when a DadPod
we
podumentary
watch to
comes in,
see what bombs, and then go from there.
It's been a good week, good positive week. Like some good video projects and stuff, and like some good news as well.
Yeah, man. Quality.
Yeah.
And Chris, what have we been up to this week, Chris?
With me, like, I was just stressed at the minute because, like, I've been just hectic at work. You know when you go on holiday and you get back and it's just no point of going on holiday.
You need a holiday from the holiday.
Yeah.
Just get
It's
bare
just-
emails and stuff.
Mate, I can't, inbox was full, like, because I'm a social media manager, so influencers like coming out my ears, so I'm getting back and handling all their shit. So it's like babysitting in itself.
I'm assuming none of them are going to come and help us push this then.
Especially now you just said that.
Sorry, I love you.
Great people, man. Great people.
I'll edit that bit out.
Yeah. So I took my my stepdaughter to school the other day, and she bearing in mind her school is in this like really well-to-do area. I think there's like an actor who lives in that area. He's like Paddy someone. He's in Dead Man's Shoes.
Alright, I thought you were going to say Paddy McGuinness. Then.
Yeah, I thought it was about saying McGuinness, you know.
I
It's like, where's she going to school?
something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, he lives around there, so like quite a lot of the mums and the dads and that, they're quite partially got a bit of money. So what I saw, I did not expect. So I was walking down the street, and one of the mums had a Wu-Tang hoodie on.
Yes. Wu-Tang.
It's for the kids, it's for the children. you know, like we grew up on Wu-Tang, innit? So
Heavily
fucking,
grew up on Wu-Tang, man.
I was buzzing. I saw that she was walking across the other side of the street to me, and I got my stepdaughter walking next to me and that, and I very nearly shouted across the street, "Protect your neck!"
Imagine if you did. And she was like, what?
This is the thing, like, what stopped me,
You're in a very affluent area and you're going to scream that. They're
This
probably
is what I
thinking you're about
thought,
to do some crazy stuff.
So, but in that situation, like, what do you expect? Like, what is the perfect response to
I
that?
don't know what I would have expected, but like what I would have loved was like throwing up the
That would have been sick, and then like you could have shared like artists you likes and stuff, and like you could have found like a
wrap the start of Triumph
Small
together and like
But the reality, but the reality of it is register. Isn't it?
She probably thought she was probably going to think I was going to kill her.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what though? Do you know what? It kind of annoys me that like we're at that stage where people just wear artist t-shirts just for the sake of it.
The fashion in it for the fashion in it.
Because like
the Ramones. Barely anybody knows the Ramones, but it's cool to wear. Apparently,
like
I mean, great marketing.
My
Great
stepdaughter's
marketing.
got shitloads of Rolling Stone stuff and like.
can you name one song? Like, if you wear a Wu-Tang t-shirt, you need to know about Wu-Tang.
Yeah, trust.
No, that's
At least know
true,
one album. Like,
I saw someone who was like 13 wearing a Fugees top, and I thought, name me one song, and it can't be Ready or Not because that's on the radio, or even to this day, Ready or Not.
I mean, the thing is,
name me a Fugees song that isn't. In fact, name me the people that are in it. How many people are in the Fugees?
The thing is, people like what they like, and let's be honest, if people were walking around wearing cynical tops and it was thousands of them, and they had no idea who you were as an artist,
I'd be buzzing.
yeah, you're
like,
like,
where's my money?
You're ranking it in for nothing, man. Like, so to be fair, do you know what? It still actually supports artists in that sense.
I mean, like,
true.
people wear blues tops and that just for the sake.
Nice.
I'm a Solly or Morse fan.
We played there. nice segue into our subject of this episode.
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk about kids and sport.
Yeah.
Getting our kids into sport, how we feel about them training.
Oh, we had that situation. Was it Boldmere, like near Sutton, that football club where the parents were fighting in the stands?
I used to play for
crazy.
Boldmere.
Yeah, I think
that is crazy.
one of you guys sent it into the chat, and you said you used to play for them, didn't you, Chris? You used to play for them.
And, it's nuts to see like kicking off.
It's absolutely a joke.
Does anybody know like why that escalated?
Wasn't it over? I think this is speculation, but what was in the comments was something to do with the kids and the parents of them kids that had an incident. Decided they was going to kick off with each other. So say, for example, one of your sons had a kick off with my son on the pitch, and then I've kicked off with you over there.
Okay,
and then it's just snowballed.
That makes sense.
It's just snowballed into hooliganism.
It was literally like looking at a clip from the 80s.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know what's funny,
it genuinely was.
Do you know what's funny? That happened at international break. So I feel like all of them
bored.
Didn't go to Villa, didn't go to Blues.
Trust me.
Yeah, that's mad.
So what's your opinions on kids and sport? Like how early do you think you should get your kids into sport, and if at all?
I mean, so like my general rule is like I want my girls to try loads of different things. I want them to try loads of different things, and I want them to have a hobby.
Yeah.
Now, what that hobby is ultimately is their choice.
Yeah,
so currently, she's been doing gymnastics at school for a while, and she enjoys that. And she's just started playing football at school as well. So like, for as long as she enjoys it, we'll carry it on.
Yeah.
But my issue comes when I know of parents who've like pulled their kids out of teams because they're not playing because they're not good enough. And like when you get to a competitive level, of course, you know, like when you're talking academies and things like that, they've obviously got to look for excellence. But
that's a different level though.
But when
like,
you're paying to play,
league.
when you're paying to play, at that age, like up until probably 11, 12, everyone should everyone should be able to play, and then just have a cap on the number of players in the squad.
All right,
and then rotate.
Right. So say your kids are in a football team and they're about 10, 11. So like they get into a stage where it's getting like competitive and stuff like that, but there's like 3 kids in the team that, excuse my French, are dog. It's always a scenario where you're winning the game, they get put on, suddenly you're drawing.
I can see why it'd be frustrating, but from like a development point of view, like it doesn't really matter at those ages whether you win or lose or draw.
But isn't it like that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it at that stage is like if you're good and you get like start winning the league and you get to like finals and stuff? Isn't that when scouts start coming to?
Like sort of well. It used to be like when I was younger, it was like 11, 12. Now it's like well younger.
Yeah,
it's well younger.
I was about to say there was. I took my little one to kickers because he started like football and he's only 3, but he just loves football. Every time he sees a football kid runs at it. So I took him to a kickers and they've got like a team going like when they get a bit older and they're like, oh yeah, bring him along to this.
So there's teams for
but
every age.
but one of them was saying the under 6s, so the 5-year-olds. The scouts start to come in for the under 6s and they reckon I need to get my son on the team because my son will get scouted or whatever because he's good at what he's doing or whatever. So I just thought that was crazy though, because like at the age of 5, like he's 3 now and people are already saying he's going to get scouted. Yeah. So I'm like, well, how can you tell that he's 3? Yeah, he might be good at dribbling, but can he score? Can he actually play a game?
Passing's a big thing.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
what they teach. That's what they teach at a young age, like for them to pass.
Yeah. That's what my son was doing, just doing passing. But my viewpoint is, I think like maybe 5 is a bit too young to start scouting them because. For starters, when I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a police officer, and we all know how drastically that's the opposite.
That's a subject for another.
So that's what I'm saying. But like,
at that age, like, it's all about having fun and stuff
like
that.
Social aspects as well.
Because like, he's 6 now, right?
He's 5.
He's 5, going on 6. So like at that age, they're not even playing matches yet. So like, they're just
and this is the thing, because like I obviously like I got to semi-pro level myself, so I'm wanted playing
mic drop.
But I want him to be into football. I want us to bond over football. I want him to be really good, but so I'm trying not to put as much pressure on him, but like I'm trying to remember at the same time that I didn't actually start playing until I was 8.
I'm kind of on the same boat as you.
So much pressure.
I'm on the same boat as you. Like with my boys, like I want them to be into football so we can like bond off it and stuff, and I want them to get good. But there was a point where he was like really into football, and he wanted to play all the time, like in the back garden, and like I'd take him to the park and he'd kick the ball. And then he got into like scootering. So like he still plays football, but like he's more into that now.
He wants to do that,
And I'm kind of like, let's get back to the football thing. But like, he's just a kid. Like he's having fun and he's experimenting.
Kids,
and it's like you want them to get into all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I
mean, they need to get into all sorts of different things to like figure out what they want to do. So like, as his dad, as a parent, I kind of need to take that little step back. And just evaluate and think, he's still into football, he's still playing it, but like let him explore other stuff.
But he also doesn't have to be into football. Like if
he doesn't. He
doesn't like
I think from someone who doesn't, I'm not a baller, let's face it. I'll kick the ball and it'll go into my own goal. But I was a boxer, I was in boxing. My mum put me into boxing. My dad did bare knuckle, the Irish side of the family. So like, but I kind of don't want my kids to go boxing because I feel like if a kid punched him in his face differently, I'm going to end up wanting to punch him. You know what I'm saying? And like, but like, my kid likes football, so what I do personally is I adapt to what my kid likes, and I've started to do football drills in the garden when he's in bed, so I don't look like an idiot trying to dribble a ball around corners and missing. But like, I've trained myself to do the sport he likes because as the adult, I'm more capable of doing that. Like. Adapting to him rather than him adapting to my wants and my likes. Because
has he decided on his team yet?
This is the thing as well. That's a good conversation because a lot of people say to me like, because obviously he's got Blue Nose family, he's got Villa family, and then he's got me who just supports rugby. And when people ask me who I support, I'm like, England? And I can't even name the starting 11.
What, me Christmas present coming from Uncle Bob? nice little blue shirt.
My kids are going to get a Blues kit at Bristol Rovers and a Newcastle. But I think for me, as someone who doesn't support teams, I think for me, as someone who doesn't support teams, I'm going to be easier going if I want them to choose their team.
Yeah.
Like, I want their mum's side of the family to accept that if they don't want to be Blue Noses and they want to be Villa scum, then they can be Villa scum. Like, but if they don't want to,
disclaimer: we have no hatred towards them.
yeah, just a quick disclaimer. Like I said, I support England. That's about it.
but
Except for all of us.
I want them to be able to choose who they want.
Going back to what you were saying about what if he doesn't like football, there was a point when I first got him into football. He was playing for a different team, and like this team is like where we live. Like all the kids want to go to that team, and there's like a waiting list for it.
Ah, it's the big team.
Yeah, so like it's very like academy based. Like we're gonna train you up so like you can move on to an academy. At like he started when he was 4, and it was a bit too hardcore, and like he wasn't really like making friends in it because like it was all about the football. Like they weren't giving like a little segment for the kids to like get together and kind of bond and like make friends and stuff. So like we were going through it, and he weren't really enjoying it. And I remember it was a really cold morning because it started at 9 o'clock. It was a really cold morning. I've wrapped him up and everything, but his feet were freezing, and they had a break in between, and for them to go and get a drink and that, and he just like burst out crying and then just ran to me. And I'm like hugging him, asking him what's the matter and stuff. And he was like saying, "Oh, I don't like it, I want to go home." So I took him home, and he's never been back there since. I got him into the local team by us. So he plays in the park. He plays in the park. It's literally like 5 minutes walk from our house, and he like plays with his mates now. And like he's found the love and he's enjoying football again.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
before I'd done that, I had a chat with him. I had the conversation with him like, do you still want to play football even though you're not going to that place now? And he was like, yeah, I still like football and stuff. And I was like, would you like to go and play with your friends? And then he got like quite excited about it again. So I think if that conversation went differently, and he was like, I don't want to play football, I would have left it and like just taken him out of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have tried.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have tried. Yeah,
That's
I wouldn't
it,
have tried
that's
to
the thing,
force
like,
it.
it's gotta be
force
fun,
an
innit?
issue.
Yeah, we want, you know, obviously we've got our interests, and it's even better. It's like with the music stuff, I've started like, you know, showing the girls that they can play my music stuff,
Yeah.
my music equipment and that. But like, they've got to like what they like, and it's obviously nice if, and I feel lucky because they've got season tickets with me. I feel lucky that they want to go.
Yeah, that's
Because
good.
if they didn't want to go, I wouldn't
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Like, unless I was, you know, unless they were with their mum sort of thing.
Keeps going on about getting him up to Newcastle. Like I was gonna ask you guys how you feel about like your
What a
different
team.
family.
Just save the kids some
influences.
torture.
What a team to support, what a team to support, by the way.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you live in Birmingham.
Just far
Yeah,
away.
I chose my
Louis
team
lives
when
in
I was
Brum.
like 7.
Is it you that lives? You live here? You don't
I
live here.
live here.
Oh, but you're from.
I'm
Brum.
from
I always
Birmingham,
forget
yeah.
this. I always
Yeah.
forget that.
So my dad's a Blue Nose, and then like when I joined school, all my mates were Villa fans and that. But by the time I was like 7, I've always been very much like I want to do different. I want to be different.
Hence why you're in Adidas
So
trips.
like yeah. So. But at the time, I just fell in love with Newcastle. Like Andy Cole was playing, Rob Lee, my favourite player at the time. So just like fell in love with
when
the
they were
club.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were good for a couple of years after that until Kev Keegan went. But until Bobby Robson went. To be fair. But that's Bobby era.
It's always a
But-
Bobby.
Apart from Bristol Rovers, the kind of choice was mine really, because like, because my parents obviously come from Jamaica, the sport over there is cricket. It's like back then they weren't interested in football, so like coming over, like it was fair game. Like their children could support whoever they wanted to support, so I could have supported whoever. It's just so like there was a time where I was like heavily supporting Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because growing up, like with TV and everything, it was Man U and Liverpool were always first on like match of the day, and that's like that's who you saw, and like they were in a lot of the FA Cup finals and stuff. So like that's where my love for them grew, and obviously Steve McManaman. But as I got older, like I wanted to go football games with like either my friends or family. So like I started going to the Rovers with family and stuff like.
That's one thing I've always missed. Is
Yeah,
I wished I had going to the games. So like when he's a bit older, when his attention span can take it, I'll definitely be taking him more. But yeah, like he's he makes me laugh because like at his football, like when I take him to play, he's more bothered about telling the coaches who he supports rather than actually playing.
Have you noticed?
Sorry to
go on.
But, like there's I think is it Tony Morley who played in the cup final, the European Cup final for Villa.
For Villa, yeah.
So he's one of the coaches down there at the thing, and I caught him the other day. He's got his new Newcastle kit, the third kit with the white and green. He's walked up to Tony Morley with his ball, putting it in the bag, and he said to him,
Pause.
Okay.
Carry on.
So he's walked up to Tony Morley, and he said, "We just hate the Villa."
He's a good kid.
What a kid.
Nice, you've trained him well.
Especially because he's other side of the family of Villa fans.
Yeah.
So
you've trained him well.
I felt really bad the other week when heard some police sirens and he was going, "Oh, what are the police doing here?" And I was like, they've heard you've been wearing Villa stuff. I felt a bit harsh after his reaction was. It was like an off the cuff sort of thing. But his reaction was like really.
Yeah.
If you need the number for child line,
I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I'm only joking.
Do you know what, like, guys? I'm probably gonna get like both perspectives of like the sports thing, because I was approached today after my son's session to become like a coach.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah, so like as they progress up in the years, I'll be following the team, and then I'll be like.
You're going for it then?
Yeah, I'm probably going to do it. Probably
Fair
going to
play.
do the DBS and all that, and then I'll be like picking the teams and stuff. So I'll be
have
having
that
to
to
deal.
juggle,
I'll be having to deal with the parent dynamic and that.
Yeah. That's,
My
that's
question to
next level.
you, because you're saying you're going to become a coach and that. So earlier you mentioned about like when they get to the competitive stages,
Yeah.
So, like my personal opinion is, when they get to 10, they're old enough to be told, and you need to work harder because it instills that resilience into a young man, a young lad becoming a man.
To be fair,
and
like,
it teaches them to work for what
as a
give them what they
parent,
want to
learning
play.
from failure as
Yeah,
well.
if you're just constantly giving them the
Yeah.
pitch time now, at the age of 10, 11, 12, you're getting to the point where you should have already had loads of pitch time out of sympathy.
Yeah.
Now we can't keep doing that because you just feed them on a plate and you're like, oh, you can have what you want if you cry.
Yeah.
But what would your, on the
What would-
10-year-old...
what would my-
if let's
manager's
say you're
style.
picking
Yeah.
under 11's team now, you've got 20 people to pick from, 6 from a dog, but the parents will give you a big headache if you don't let them play. How are you approaching this?
So I'd probably go to the child. So like I'd probably approach it in a way politely telling them that like they need to do a bit more training and stuff.
Areas
So-
you need to work on.
There's areas you need to
good
work
way.
on. And then if I see that, then you'll get like more
More
playing
time.
time. So like then it's I've worked hard. I got a reward.
Rewarded,
more
yeah.
playing time.
Yeah.
Yes,
good.
yes.
But I do also think as a parent, if you know if your kid's any good or not.
Yeah.
So like, and if they, like up until that age, it's fun. Like it, unless like I says, unless it's academies, it should just be everyone get to go, try your best. That end of.
Yeah.
But then once they do get to that age, and if you can see it's not really working out, I think it's a responsibility as a parent as well to
Kind of
have
pull them
that
out.
conversation.
Pull them out or have a conversation.
Have a conversation and explain. Look, you can stay at this team, but you might not be able to play so much because the other players are better than you here.
Yeah.
We can
And
look at
maybe
other
help 'em with
teams.
training.
The worrying thing is some parents are quite deluded. They'll think
Yeah,
that their
that's true.
kid is amazing when that's not the case. I just hope that I don't have to deal with many parents like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to
You
it.
will, but
You would definitely
like,
come across
it's-
them.
it's one of those
Definitely come
things.
across them.
But so yeah, I think like our if we cut that conversation there, that's if you guys are happy.
Whoa! We're not going to talk about like the highest possession team in the whole of league football at the moment. So I became a Blues fan.
Oh my god!
Just say that's got to be left.
Do you know what?
We're definitely gonna leave that here.
Do you know what? You all. That's everyone in the league, that is, right?
They're unbeaten, you know. He's not
Right.
So basically, my situation of becoming a Blues fan is a bit weird, really, because my granddad was a Villa fan. He's a Villa fan. He doesn't really follow football anymore, but he's a Villa fan. And the first game that my dad ever went to was a Villa game.
Yeah.
So like, that's already kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then my dad just decided, I can't remember what his reasoning was, but my dad just decided that he's going to support the Blues and ended up going down there for years and
Fair play.
took me down as a kid and I fell in love with the misery and failure. So this, to be honest with you, all this that's going on right now is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, like we're doing well. Like, you know, we were 2-0 down a few weeks ago and it's like,
Normally,
we
giving
like
up.
conceding, and you're like, we've lost, but it was like, no, we'll do it right.
We got hope.
Yeah, it's strange.
That's the way it felt with the Newcastle takeover. Like there was the mood shifted within the club as soon as Steve Bruce got sacked. It was like, right, we've got hope now. We've actually got something to live for. Like I've always wanted, like, because the press were on about, oh, you're going to buy Mbappe. Like all these superstars.
It got ridiculous, didn't it? Like you were linked with everyone.
It was stupid, but like sustainable growth is what I wanted. And then like we were buying players like Matt Targett and Dan Burn, players that are not great but can do a job. They're solid, and it's that sustainable growth that's like I think it seems to be that way for you guys to a certain extent as well. So
I mean,
to be fair, it's
sustainable
growth for Bristol Rovers as well. Like we have.
Sorry, who's that?
The gas, mate. Like we've got wealthy owners, but we're doing it where we're buying young to see if they develop into something really good that can push us up.
Yeah.
To the next tier of the English Football League. But we desperately need a new stadium.
Yeah.
And it's been on the cards for years.
So get it sorted, Rovers.
When you play us away, definitely go. definitely go.
I won't be able to get a ticket. I'll have to go in the home end because of the allocations.
Come on over.
I will laugh at you while I'm getting battered.
You can stand in the Thatcher stand. Kind of brings us to the end.
Yeah.
And again, thanks again for tuning in and listening, guys.
Send us your stories. We want to talk about like parenting issues that you guys hold close to you.
Yeah.
Like what's going on with you guys.
Put your things in the comments below. I can't tell you the Instagram handle yet, but it will be in the description somewhere, or Natty will make it appear right here or there, wherever he's make it appear there. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. See you later, guys. Till the next one.
Peace out.
Peace.